Hello and welcome to episode 55 of the MisanthroPod. I am Snipe, and as always, I'm joined by Wib. Say hello.
Hello.
And I am also joined by Drummer Matt. Say hello.
Hello.
How are you lovely gentlemen today?
I am okay. How are you, Matt?
I'm very well. Snipe?
I'm fine. Thanks. Thanks.
Fine.
I'm fine.
Everything is fine.
Everything's fine.
Fine is fine.
Fine is fine.
So we have a big thing to do this time because it's E3 and all that.
Yeah, it's that big thing where you go pay money to sit there and be told that you're a fucking moron, and then they make you watch adverts for hours on end.
Yeah.
I don't really like E3.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the whole corporate circle jerk that it is. But I tell you, we tend to catch up on the trailers afterwards.
Yeah.
And so that's what we'll be talking about. Just up front, though, we have a few little channel things to mention.
Okay.
Because it was Snipe's birthday.
The Christmas in June.
Recently. We had a really nice big stream.
Sorry. The Christmas in June.
Yeah, what's the Christmas/Halloween in June? Because Halloween is actually the best holiday.
That's true.
And Christmas is a bit shit. But, I'm kind of like, I have parades and stuff, but...
It's just in the flat, so not many people get to go.
It's just you stomping around your flat in boots.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally every single day of my life, but yeah.
Technically, it's a parade.
Well...
But yeah, so we had a big old stream where you lovely lot gave us the money to go get a little drunk, and we got
Longfang and Alpha Boosa to hang out with us and just talk shit and be weird.
So it was probably a complete mess, but it was a lot of fun, and
it was so much fucking fun.
You were very generous with us, so we want to just say thank you very much.
Thank you for helping us celebrate the Christmas in June.
It was good.
No.
And also, we put up a video of us unboxing Renegade.
I see. Now that one I did watch.
Wow, draw that. Okay.
I'm involved in the community and stuff.
Yeah, evidently.
But that's, because the last time we did an unboxing, we were a little concerned because we unboxed the Gregor Eisenhorn model.
Yeah, we just had a Greg, so we're a little bit hyper.
And we weren't quite as critical of things as we should have been because there were severe problems with that model considering its price.
To be fair, it was like our first unboxing video, so...
It wasn't. We did the Dark Imperium one before that.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, it was our second unboxing video.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to get carried away in opening a new fancy thing.
Yeah.
Like, even if it turns out to be whatever in the long run.
Absolutely.
It's easy to open it and be like, oh, it's a new thing! Ah!
Whereas I can say, we've obviously had it for a few days now and started assembling it, and I can kind of maintain that, this thing is still pretty great for the money it costs. I mean,
Oh, yeah, well, it cost you less for two than it would be to buy one or something.
Well, we got it through a company called Darksphere, who we've had a lot. We've bought a few things from over the years, and can recommend.
Pretty legit.
If you're in the EU anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think they ship to anywhere else.
They ship stuff that isn't Games Workshop elsewhere around the world, but not Games Workshop because of weird legal things.
Yeah.
But we got the box set for £90
instead of 120.
Instead of 120. Bearing in mind, there's about £220 worth of stuff in the box set. There's two knights in there, one of which is a Night Warden. A Night Warden on its own costs £95. So, yeah, the terrain in it costs $45. So, yeah, there's around about £220 worth of stuff in there, and we got it for less than half price, basically. Yeah. So, they're still very expensive. It's still a lot of money for a load of plastic, but...
Really, yes.
but they are nice models, and
Well, it's kind of your job.
yeah, we can get away with it. It's like,
We can get away with it.
it's technically a business expense. It's not at all. We did it for ourselves. We just wanted Knights.
Look,
but
we made a video out of it. That's basically business.
What we're
I
saying-
just want to play with my big plastic murder boy.
What we're saying is that video has to make at least £90 worth of ad revenue. It's not going to make that.
It's not even going to make £9.
No.
It might make
It might make
9 pence.
Yeah, like 95p in like 10
Oof,
years
in
time.
this economy,
in like 10
95p?
Hear me out. In like 10 years time, once
Okay,
it's,
okay, sorry,
the-
I'll have you know, it's earned over $1 so far.
I'll have you know, according to Social Blade, we've earned over $100,000 back on that video.
Yeah, just for reference, in case anyone wonders, £90 is more than any of our videos have earned in ad revenue ever.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people think, like, your mum is like, oh, all those stupid losers who watch YouTube all day and then they just get all this money. I should be in YouTube. And it's like, okay, I love you, but I also kind of want to headbutt you until you lose your eyesight. That was so fucking stupid. That may have sounded massively overly harsh. But
in-laws in conversations are always harsh.
yeah. No. It's that whole thing, I love you, but Christ, that was racist, or Christ, that was stupid.
The family problem.
Yeah, that's like, I cut mine and run, and now I have to deal with your fucking families. God dang it. Ugh.
But anyway, yeah, it's still a good box set. I do not. It's not like the Greg one where I kind of have regrets about it. It's like, no, it's still genuinely good. Like, obviously with the caveat that it's still just pieces of plastic, so it's probably quite expensive.
It is still overpriced because it's a Games Workshop product.
But as far as those things
That's
go,
saying
the
even
fact
when you
is-
get it for effectively less than half price, it's still overpriced.
It is still overpriced.
I mean, to be
exactly.
fair, in comparison to other things, other companies, the quality is fantastic.
Yeah,
for the
they are.
amount you get and
Yeah,
the price you
yeah,
pay.
totally.
So I'm just talking in relative terms that we're just paying that for plastic. But still, if you are interested in getting some Imperial Knights, then this is the most ludicrous deal, and
Probably won't be around for very long.
who knows how long it's going to be still put out for, because it's obviously a reboxing of something from, I think it was
2016?
Yeah, it was 2016, so that would have been 7th. Where, so obviously this has been put out with the rules for 8th in line with it, so that's good. There is a little game in it that you can play with 2 dice, which
they
is
They're
interesting.
feels so
really
wrong.
generous, and they give you 2 dice.
I've had a brief peruse.
I literally have a dice sack.
Yeah, I've had a brief peruse of the rules, and it should tell you how much more basic than the main rules they are, because it can be, the entire rules are on 2 pages.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, we'll give that a shot at some point.
Dramat, the people want to know, because I keep forgetting to ask in a recorded setting. What about our couch, our new one? Yes, no? Does it pass the FAP test?
I mean, it's white, so the stains don't show up so much. Well, I mean, stains in general do, but specific stains don't.
Your slime does not show up.
Which is good, because, I mean, I guess you haven't really... if you're still sitting on it, you haven't noticed
to
it
the
yet.
naked eye after an hour.
The couch?
Yes.
Speaking of
I don't know what after what.
Speaking of slime, someone did leave a comment on the last podcast saying that, it was nice that us lot and Alpha Booster got on well. We obviously had like chemistry together, which explains all the slime.
Yeah, no.
Which was a comment that I had to read with my own eyes
To be fair,
and
then you
liked
made
with
me
my
read
own
it.
fingers.
Yeah. Just like Dramat does to the couch.
Yeah.
He does like it with his fingers, and we keep asking him to stop, but
Yeah, he's got like "Love Sofa" tattooed on his knuckles.
That would be hilarious.
I remember I drew "Love Hats" on my knuckles once in like drawing pen, and my sister-in-law was convinced that I had it tattooed, and she thought I was being a fucking idiot. She was like, she's ruined her life with those fucking tattoos. But I really do love hats, though.
And you would actually have that tattoo.
If I had like my arms covered, I would have finger tattoo. I would have love hats.
Yeah. Should we talk about that E3 thing? What happened?
Oh yeah, that whole E3 thing. So we're not going to mention everything that happened on E3. Just a good few of the things.
The things that piqued our interest.
Yeah, or at least they are things.
They are things.
Yeah.
The only thing that will be mentioned about the actual presentations themselves, because we're just talking about trailers, is I'm aware that Andrew WK got on stage, played some songs, and
Got glared out by Todd Howard.
And yeah, just the crowd just looked at him like he was an alien.
Really? How do you not love Andrew WK?
I've heard the crowd wasn't particularly into it, but to be fair...
this is a crowd who will literally piss themselves in excitement if someone says pre-order, so...
Well, you know...
yeah, no, I ain't holding fucking back today. I am not pulling my punches today.
I would say that you would probably be less enthused to see Andrew WK if he suddenly appeared apropos of nothing than if you paid to go see Andrew WK. You know what I mean?
If he showed up at my doorstep, I'd be like, wow, that's pretty cool. Would you like a cup of tea?
Well, yeah, but, you know... Let's say if this was like a Celine Dion concert suddenly out of nowhere.
Okay, are you legitimately comparing Andrew WK to Celine fucking Dion?
Well, I had to pick someone that you wouldn't care about. Because not everyone cares about Andrew WK.
Well,
I know that's a wrong thing for them to think.
That's a wrong thing.
But some people don't.
Well, they're wrong.
And if you were to pick a cross-section of random people at a game expo, most of them probably wouldn't care. So I understand why some were maybe not quite as into it as we would be.
Okay. But yeah, no, we're just going to be covering the trailers today. I'm going to start us off. The Last of Us 2.
Ooh.
Yes.
I saw the gameplay trailer.
Yeah.
I saw the gameplay trailer. Honestly, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, it makes me upset. And the original Last of Us makes me upset that I'm never going to play. Well, no. It's just it makes me upset that I'm obviously never going to play either of them because I don't own a PlayStation anymore, and I'm not going to buy one for one game.
Yeah, no.
So.
I mean, I got a good way through The Last of Us, and my biggest problem with it is it's on a console. I fucking hate playing games on consoles. Oh god, do I hate it! And it's like, especially games that have shooting in it. I've just been on a PC gamer for far too long, so it's like there was a bit in a school that got me really fucking mad because it was just like this awkward. There's just enough Resident Evil in there to make me I hate the gameplay, honestly. if it was just if it was just a movie, I'd love it. But it's the gameplay that makes it difficult.
Yeah,
but,
I have the same problem.
Yeah. But no, like I've got to fucking do it now, don't I? I've got to go fucking back and complete the damn thing.
It was interesting. There was no zombies in it.
No, I didn't see any zombies in it, which is like actually kind of a relief because I am bored to fucking death of zombies. I mean, I was bored to death of zombies during the massive every game has to have zombies in it phase.
What, like you were bored of zombies from about 2005?
Painfully so. Yeah, I think Left 4 Dead was the last thing I didn't hate that had zombies in it.
Yeah.
But no,
But what about all those ones that are about the story and not about the zombies?
Oh, you mean every single fucking zombie? Yeah, no, it's like this Godzilla movie isn't about the kaiju; it's about the people. It's like, oh, you mean literally fucking. But whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I do like the look of it. I think that the facial animations in the pre-rendered kind of story thing, that those were really well. There's a lot of nice bits of subtlety there. Like the kissing was actually looked like people kissing.
It did, yeah.
And I'm so proud of my beautiful gay daughter. Serious, I would fucking die for her.
It didn't look really awkward. Like, I don't know if people remember
any Quantic Dream game.
I was going to say
well, that's because it's usually non-consensual.
Well, the thing is, it's always non-consensual. Like, and then it's like, oh yeah, now we'll just fuck because you put enough like good person coins into whoever.
There's some shall we say problematic issues with how relationships were portrayed in a lot of Quantic Dream games.
Yeah, a lot of really annoying ones because it's always the same kind of fucking situation. But I digress.
But yeah, the animation there was really surprisingly good
fantastic.
because you're used to seeing characters kissing in games just looking like two Barbie dolls being
Just
mashed
kind of
together.
like smushing together. Yeah.
And it sounds like a weird thing, but it's the sort of thing you look for. You look for
That's
those.
the thing. Like, a couple
those
of
things.
characters start making out, you immediately go like staring at their mouths, like going, "Where's the fuck up?"
Lots of little subtle animation as well, just in
Little
like
tiny
how
facial tics and stuff.
just how when the characters are talking to one another, like really genuinely, like the artistry. Like even though I will not want to play the game because
I have to, because I want
yeah.
to see my beautiful little girl.
I mean, I don't
My strong, beautiful girl.
I, as a general rule, do not get on with survival horrors. Not through being scared of them, just the gameplay irritates me on like a real, like on a very fundamental part of my soul. Cannot deal with it.
No,
so,
I'm the same, but I'm also a massive wuss. But the story, Paul, is that strong, because like the opening to Last of Us 1 was so... God damn, that was fucking
strong opening.
intense. That was good. I'd say like occasionally it can be a little bit misery porny, but I think that's a very strong descriptor. I'd say maybe not that far, but again, it's set in a fucking zombie apocalypse. Basically, nothing's ever gonna be that fantastic, and even if you do have a happy moment, it's the zombie looming threat on the horizon always fucks it up.
The inevitable destruction of mankind is a bit of a downer.
No, I mean, I thought that gameplay looked pretty good.
Yeah, how much of it? Because presumably the like dancing scene, party scene, whatever it was, all pre-rendered. But like, how much is the rest of it actual gameplay? Because some of the animations and bits, and like, you know, she gets hit by an arrow and like pulls this arrow out and like hides behind something, and the people look like that. They don't look like computer game characters who like on a pre-programmed path or whatever. They look like they're genuinely looking, and I don't know. I was like, this looks. I don't know. I was very impressed.
Really natural.
Yeah, everything looks so natural.
I would say that during because like there's that bit in the shop where she's hiding behind the counter, and they're kind of like they fan out. They actively fan out looking for her, which I'm kind of like, that's
based
tactics.
on where they last saw her go, and it's like, is this actual gameplay or is this just a pre-rendered thing? I would
say it's probably been souped up a bit.
They usually are.
They usually are, but I mean, it's souped up to the thing where it still looks really good.
Yeah.
It still looks like a lot of fun, and like you could tell, like there was a nice kind of. I love the slow kind of like feather fall into. Okay, you're controlling the character now. Go. I always love the very gentle kind of transition from story kind of preset. What would you call it?
It's like FMV to
basically like the FMV fade from that to okay, you can go now.
I mean, it's not FMV because that's full motion video, but you know.
I know I can't think of something else to say, but I always
scripted. The scripted
from
stuff,
scripted to player controlled. I always like that, and like it's just so cool. And like there's little touches where she's under the car at one point, and you see her kind of like someone approaches and she slowly pulls back the hammer on a pistol, and I'm like, that probably won't be in the full release, but that's a nice touch.
Or
like the backpack with the arrows in it. She's out of arrows, so she's got none in a backpack. She pulls one out of a corpse, puts it in a backpack. You can see she has one arrow.
Yeah,
I like that kind
of thing.
Yeah,
there's loads. Yeah.
I hope. I think the thing is, like, a lot of the little details that do seem quite cool. They are mostly things that either have been in other games previously or are totally feasible. So it's quite possible that all this could end up in. I mean, obviously, it might
absolutely.
Not
it
look,
might not.
It might not look quite as fancy because usually that happens with these things.
Yeah.
But still, it does look really cool, and it just kind of annoys me that I know it's a game that I can look at it and go, yeah, the gameplay of that would infuriate me, so I won't be able to play it.
I'll probably really like the gameplay because it's Naughty Dog, right? And I liked all of the Nathan Drake, Uncharted games that I played. Whereas I know you guys didn't like them, but I really enjoyed them. So
to be fair, like this is the thing, I tried to play them and I hated the gameplay, but I like Nathan Drake and I like what they did. Like this, like one of the latest ones where it just seems really nice and a lot of fun, and it does kind of bug me that the gameplay. I just can't get on.
Yeah, you've been spoilt by PC too much, because I had a gaming PC.
I like games that control well.
Well, yeah. So. I had a gaming PC when I was really little, like an old DOS one. But then since then, I've only ever had PlayStations and consoles from PS1, 2, and then 3. And then all through growing up, mostly, until I didn't have a gaming PC till I was like 20-something.
Already a man.
So, like, I don't mind going back and playing things on consoles now, even shooters. Like, I know they feel better on a PC, but I don't hate them as much as you guys if I go back to them.
Yeah, no, I think I just get really massively frustrated. I think it's like, I heard someone try and explain how they went from I think it was like they went from South Korea to, say, America, I think it was. I cannot remember. And how this person was given a test, and it was really simple stuff, and they knew all the answers, but not in English. So it frustrated them really badly because they felt really stupid, even though they know
Oh yeah, I've had
they
like
could
2
do
years
it.
of that.
Yeah, and that's basically like I'm not comparing having trouble on console to feeling alienated in a different language, but it's a similar kind of feeling of I know I can play this game well, but I can't.
It's because you don't use controllers enough now. Like I'd probably be okay.
I use controllers on like action, like platforming kind of games.
Yeah,
or
I'd
Dark Souls.
I'd probably be a bit better off than you solely because I use controllers for a lot more on PC. Basically, since Xbox controllers gained the ability to be connected to your PC, I've been like finally a good controller for PC. Because God, there were dark times before that.
Dark times.
But anyway, we should probably go on and move on to the other things.
I remain cautiously optimistic about that. It does look good, and yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be good. And I think we're probably due to get a PS4 soon, anyways. Oh,
now that they're going to be cheap because the PS5's on the way.
I'm just going to look into places where you can just rent one for like a week.
Yeah, no, that's
that probably exists, right? That's a legit service.
Oh yeah, Blockbuster, they're still around.
Yeah, they rent consoles. Right, I'll go to Blockbuster and just rent a console.
That's a good idea. We'll wait here. But another one, Death Stranding, Kojima's new project.
That's been teased with weird shit for years.
Yeah, with really creepy shit, and there's babies and Guillermo del Toro and fucking Mads Mikkelsen, because apparently Kojima's in love with him now.
What I like about
the
new trailer is that one of the first things you see is a baby's butt. Which
the baby's just like, hey, check out my butt.
Just in case you forgot that Kojima was making it.
Yeah, he's got to have butts. It's not even a sexual thing. He has to have butts everywhere.
Yeah, you actually see quite a bit of what seems to be like proper gameplay.
Okay, but you say that.
Well, you see a lot of people walking around.
You see Norman Reedus walking around carrying shit.
Yeah, it's
literally like No Man's Sky.
Yeah, what did I write in my notes? Carrying unfeasibly large amounts of luggage simulator.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of other famous actors he's got in there. There's like a famous French actress.
Yeah, I think she's French. I might be wrong.
I think so. I'm not sure.
I casually saw it on Twitter.
And then at the end of the trailer, which is the Mr. President kind of shot, is just some woman turns around and it's like there's a music swell and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't fuck. Am I supposed to? I don't watch TV. I don't have a TV license. Fuck if I know. But yeah, and it's just literally the only gameplay you really see is walking around, and then you walking around crouched when there's a bunch of like weird, like shady, smoky, black shapes of people, because you plugged in your fetus flash that detects the smoky people, and now you're sneaking about.
I mean, I think this is going to be one of those games where the story is going to be a lot more interesting than the gameplay. I think it's probably quite safe to say that. But the story also is like, right now, could either be this weird avant-garde thing that's going to be really interesting, or the most pretentious shit ever to have been committed to a Blu-ray disc.
The thing about Kojima is that he's both of those
at the same time. Yeah.
So it's honestly like, because I remember like people like fucking whacking off to the idea of Death Stranding and like, oh god,
what
can't wait
idea?
to play
No one knows what the fuck is going on.
Things, oh, I can't wait to play. It's going to be amazing. It's like, what kind of game is it? I'm like, oh, it's we've not heard anything.
It's a video game.
It's a video game. You're gonna have those on consoles now.
That's the genre of video game.
Yeah, I'm still honestly, I was massively underwhelmed with it. I was just like, so it basically you're Norman Reedus dressed as an astronaut carrying luggage around New Zealand.
You know what it is? It's because a game like that is far more interesting the less you know about it, when it's this weird thing that is unknowable.
You plug in the baby balls.
Yeah, and the more you know about it, so you get third person, we've got stealth elements.
Yeah.
You know.
It seems to be maybe horror elements as well.
There's definite horror elements,
which I will say, when Kojima wanted to do horror, he did it well.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because, I mean, shit, PT, anyone?
Yeah. But that, it's one of those things where I can't wait to see a bit more context about it.
Yeah.
But also context might ruin it even more.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of feeling pretty neutral on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that probably not going to feel too much about.
Yeah.
I did see something called Trover Saves the Universe.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It was like a really quick
Little
kind
thing.
of little video about that.
Yeah, and it's made by, I think it's, which one? It's one of the Rick and Morty guys, who's like the main one behind it. And now when I heard that, I was like, okay, I'll give it a look, because despite the fan base, I do quite like Rick and Morty. I like the series, although I don't really say anything about it because you don't want to be associated with them.
Yeah.
Not with them.
But this, like, the trailer of it is the most Rick and Morty thing ever made, to the point that you go, this just comes across like you've got one shtick.
I don't know if it's... It feels like it's a very, like, markety kind of thing of, like, so people only know you for one thing, so let's just take that and just run with it.
Yeah, it might just be the trailer was just made to be as Rick and Morty as possible.
Even then, who fucking knows? I mean, it's like, it looks a little Rick and Morty-esque with the same kind of, like, faces and stuff.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm not interested, really.
Yeah, it's kind of got it's like a platformy kind of thing. It's like, All I'll say is it's a trailer that managed to make me go from like, oh, I wonder what this is like, to I have no interest in this in record time.
Ooh, well,
I think because when it was just from the people that brought you, it's like, okay, like I'd like to see them trying something different, but when they're just doing the exact same thing, I'm like, well, I'm not interested now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you done talking about that one? Because I want to talk about the next one.
The one that's more interesting.
One that's way more interesting.
Yes, then do
Resident Evil 2 remake is finally fucking, like, there's actually footage and gameplay of it now. And I'm actually really upset.
Really? Why are you upset?
Because the voice acting is one of the best things that ever happened to video gaming in the original Resident Evil games.
You mean when it was absolutely terrible?
When it was fucking atrocious, but still somehow the game was terrifying. I remember I played the I had got Resident Evil 2, the demo for it on a disc from a PlayStation magazine back when I was a little girl.
Yeah, I did.
And I put it in, and I was like, I was terrified the whole time because I started off as Claire because, even though it was historically inaccurate, I decided to pick the girl.
Yeah.
And I got to the gun shop, and everything seemed fine, and the guy starts being really skeevy at you, and then a bunch of zombies burst in the window and start eating him. I freaked the fuck out and turned my console off. I was so afraid. I was like, oh my god! And I didn't want to go near it again, but I also really did want to play it, which is this horrible ambivalence of me being a complete wuss, but also really interested in horror. But no, Resident Evil 2 the remake looks pretty interesting. It's grimdark and basically Resi 7-esque in its kind of darkness and just grim brutality, and it's really strange. And like Willis, I think it's Willis. I can't ever remember his name. Or is it Martin?
It doesn't matter.
I think it's Martin, the guy you find basically in the police office, like who's still alive. Like you go and I really wanted him to be like, a few months ago there was an incident involving zombies in a mansion, and that's all I want, and it won't be in there, and that makes that game terrible.
The fact that it's not terrible makes it terrible.
I know, that's what made Resident Evil so good, is the fact that it sucked. It was so fucking stupid, and it controlled abysmally, and it looked fucking weird, and it had a weird live action intro that I just want tattooed on my face.
The Resi 1 live action intro is a thing of beauty.
No! Don't! Go! And then he does like the boy band kind of like reaching out, turning his hand into a fist and pulling it slowly into his torso.
It's good.
It's so good.
If you've not seen this, go look it up on YouTube.
Albert Wesker's hair that is about 47 feet high.
Maybe an exaggeration.
Like 46 feet high.
Okay.
But yeah, no. It's interesting, but there was that one guy who went through Resident Evil 1 remake and basically patched in the Resident Evil 1 dialogue.
Good. So it got Jill Sandwich back.
Yeah. Which is really, really weird, because in Revelations 2, that is shown to be an actual in-canon thing. That Barry's always like, haha, and then I said that she was nearly a Jill Sandwich, and like Moira, Barry's daughter, and Claire are like having a laugh about it. And then you go back to remake and it didn't happen. It's like, wow, you would have been squashed so small you would have fit into a sandwich, Jill.
So even though Resident Evil Remake is the one that would be more sensible to be the actual canonical one,
yeah,
the original Resident Evil is the actual canonical one.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
Whatever. Claire always also looks really strange.
She does look a bit weird. It's also weird to see Leon without his hair being turbo foppy.
Also, I'm upset it's not Matt Mercer. Because it's...
Why would it have been Matt Mercer?
Because he voices Leon.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't
voiced
know.
him in a couple of games. Resident Evil 5. Or Resident Evil 6, the one I have.
That game, what you have.
What game what I have.
Okay, I need to tell a very, very brief story about Resident Evil 6.
Okay.
It's way more entertaining than the game, don't worry.
So I bought it for dirt cheap because Snipe occasionally looked at it on shelves and was like, I kind of want it even though I know it's terrible.
I know it's god-awful.
And I'm not going to like it,
want
but I kind of want to buy it. And so when I found it for like dirt cheap,
It wasn't like a quid or something.
it was like a couple of quid from Game. I just went and got it so you could close that off in your life.
So I could get over that weird mania I was having.
And the guy at the Game offered me like, oh, do you want to get insurance on the disc? And I just looked at him and went, no, I'm all right. It's Resident Evil 6. And then we kind of shared a knowing look for a second.
Oh, and then like that guy
Yes.
on Twitter.
Yeah, then a guy on Twitter, because I mentioned this on Twitter because I just thought it was a fun little thing. Someone had a go at me by just going, oh yeah, like that happened.
No, it was like, oh yeah, and then this happened, and someone gave you money, and then everyone clapped.
and it's
Bullshit.
and it's like, no, this is a really mundane story, but the part that makes it funny is that the guy that did this apparently is just a super big fan of Resident Evil 6 and goes through Twitter finding anyone that's talking shit about Resident Evil 6
And just shouts at
and just
them.
has a go at them.
Why is that his job?
He's kind of like Santa for a shit game. No, he's kind of like Beetlejuice for a shit game. So
What?
if you want to get visited by the rabid Resident Evil 6 fanboy, just tweet about how it sucks.
All one of him.
All one of him will come and tell you why you're wrong and insult you. It's actually kind of weird. But yeah, I probably stopped talking about that and all the terrible voice acting that I miss and love. This one's for you. Destiny 2 Forsaken.
Yeah, the DLC for the next DLC for Destiny 2 has come out.
It's so weird that they announced a DLC at E3.
Well, to be fair,
It's been announced for ages, right?
Well, no, they didn't announce it.
Yeah,
They
okay.
gave out some new trailers which show Nathan Fillion's character getting shot.
No.
So that's a thing.
I guess he's charging too much for the booth time. Hey.
Well, I mean, it's with the story that goes on in Destiny. His ghost is shot, so
Yeah.
but the thing is, because they're showing it in the trailer, like if just in the
The
narrative,
first mission's going to be go revive him, and then he'll be fine for the rest of the
Yeah, I'm
game.
assuming so. Otherwise, they wouldn't. Yeah. Why would they? Why would
Yeah.
they waste that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something's going to go off with
Yeah.
it, because if they've given away the fact that he's been shot in the trailer, and
Yeah.
part of the promotional images is someone carrying his seemingly lifeless body, it's like
Yeah.
there's something more going off. So
I mean, I just played the mission where he gets an arm and a leg shot off, and then like a split second later, he's just walking along fine. So I'm not doubting it at all.
Video game.
you are dealing with a setting where canonically the characters come back to life whenever they're killed.
Yeah.
Because they can't die.
Because they can't die.
I will say one thing that really bugs me about Cade in that game is that he's just Nathan Fillion.
Why does that bug you? Why?
Okay, that bugs me because he's an actor, and he should be playing different roles. Like I've seen him as Mal, and Mal is Nathan Fillion. Let's be straight.
Like, Mal is grumpy and
Okay, he's
bitter
grumpy Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion. But
Okay,
yeah.
I can relate to Mal so much better
Yeah.
than I can Nathan Fillion. Grumpy, bitter old person, it me. But no, it's just kind of like when he just appears and he's like, oh yeah, me, Nathan Fillion, finger guns, woohoo, Firefly, see ya. And I'm like, what the fuck was that?
That is pretty much
That's exactly how
Yeah,
it's
but I'm
introduced.
entirely fine with
I've
that.
got handsome Squidward over there, I've got someone over there, and then fucking Nathan Fillion rocks in, remembers like, hey guys,
hang on. Handsome Squidward.
Yes, handsome Squidward.
The blue guy.
I can't remember his name.
I always forget his name. I always just call him Handsome Squidward or Blue Man Group. I always call him that. He's one of the faction leaders.
Oh, okay. I haven't got.
He's like the space human faction leader.
I've got to the point where because I never call him his name, I never remember what it is.
See, because you always never call him his name, I can never remember it. This is a horrible knock-on effect. It's dreadful.
But anyway, that's...
Are you implying Squidward isn't handsome?
Young flying Squidward is handsome. Yes. Very handsome.
But yeah, I mean, it's, you know... It's more Destiny 2, so, you know... Yeah. Apparently they're fixing a bunch of stuff in it, but that's all been announced previously.
They should unfix that fucking bird.
Unfix it? Yeah, they should unfix the bird.
Yeah. So it's like... I missed the bird.
Next up is something that I know Snipe is super hyped for.
Okay, you use the term hype very incorrectly. I don't get hype anymore.
Well, you know, I mean...
The video games industry has let me down so many times.
Well, something that you are really interested to see how they do with... which is Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes. CD Projekt Red. Of course I'm going to fucking...
Is this the game that they announced about 5 years ago?
Yes!
But they've actually got
some footage of it now.
Yeah. And I will say the most important thing you have to get right in a Cyberpunk game is the aesthetic, because that's literally 90% fucking Cyberpunk. And they fucking cracked it.
Yeah,
they remembered
the punk part?
Yeah, they remembered the punk part of Cyberpunk, which, like, the closest things we've had to, like, a big... like Cyberpunk kind of game is things like Deus Ex.
Yeah, Deus Ex is... I mean, with the body mods and the augments and stuff like that, that is 100% Cyberpunk, but the aesthetic is not quite there.
It's not quite remembered the punk or the neon as much as I personally would have liked, because there wasn't quite enough 80s vibrancy about it. I mean, it's still good. I still like Deus Ex, but
no, it is good. It's just half of it.
Yeah.
Whereas it's just cyber. Rather than cyberpunk. Whereas this is definitely cyberpunk.
And that looks great. Apparently it's first person because there's been like behind closed doors.
Cool.
Like journalists have been able to try it out.
Yeah,
we haven't seen anything of it as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that. I feel that it's in good hands with CD Projekt Red because they have unceremoniously when people are like, oh god, isn't it? Gotta put it out, and they'll just be like, yeah, fuck off. Yeah, it's done.
My only concern about that. The whole it's done when it's done is that by the time it's released, it's going to be like set in the past, not the future.
It's not going to take that long. I don't.
You mean the Duke Nukem Forever problem?
Yeah, but I mean,
it
looks good.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic as well.
Next up, we have Devil May Cry 5. I don't know what.
Devil May Cry.
Yeah,
no.
Devil May
Cry.
I don't know. Does anyone here but me have a history with the Devil May Cry series?
Nope. I do.
What's your history with it?
I think Dante's really cute.
Okay. Fair enough.
Thank you.
Because I haven't played all the games, but I played through one when it was new. I really enjoyed that. And then I played 4.
Was this the one where you're
DMC,
blonde and then
Devil
not
May Cry.
blonde? Or the
okay,
way
no,
around?
this is the one where he had grey hair, and then DMC came out like a few years ago, and he just had black hair, and everyone went, "This is like the game is dead." I like complete betrayal because apparently some guy's hair color means that much.
I mean, I will agree that it doesn't feel like it's set in the same universe at all as the other games.
It's kind of a different, like an AU Dante. So I don't
honestly, I don't like Dante and DMC as much as regular Dante, but I did like DMC. I found a lot of the things that people really liked, like the enemies that could only be hurt by a certain element thing. I quite enjoyed that, but I know a lot of people hated it, and it did go to great pains to piss off the fans on a few occasions. Well, to be fair,
I kind of can't help but respect the biting the hand that feeds you. Like, at one point, like, a mop falls on, like, Dante's head, and so it looks like he's got white, long, like, shaggy hair, and he just looks in the mirror and goes, not in a million years. It's like, that was literally just... If they'd have just made a middle finger come out the screen and just keep repeatedly strike the player in the face, that's... I kind of can't help but respect that.
You've got to admire the balls on him.
Yeah.
But this one seems, we've got old Dante back, and we've got Nero.
Yeah, we do. We've got my boy.
Yeah, we've got Nero from Devil May Cry 4, who...
Virgil's son.
Apparently, that's not communicated in the game at all. I only found that out when that was mentioned to me as being, that's like revealed in a Japanese-only comic book or some shit.
Yeah, and you're a fake fan because you didn't read it. As if you don't learn Japanese to just read a fucking doujin.
But
yes,
yeah,
I'm aware of Dojin is a fan comic. Fucking hell.
But yeah, it's got Nero in it, and shockingly, because like in DMC4, Nero,
the best one.
You play. I think it's pretty good.
I think I just love the. Like, I think the whole you play through as Nero,
Yeah.
and then you kind of play through back as Dante.
Yeah, and that's really great because you play through it as this really dour, like
stereotypical Japanese anime protagonist is like, God, I'm just so powerful and everything's beneath me, and I have trouble releasing my emotions because that's masculinity.
Constantly shouting the name. I think it's Kyrie.
It's Kyrie
of his lost love or whatever it was. And then
Dante comes through.
Then halfway through the game, he gets eaten or whatever, and then Dante just comes up.
He gets eaten or he fucks off from it. We don't care.
And then Dante just quips his way through the second half of the game, just belittling all the bosses.
Just be like, God, these guys suck.
And having these weird pseudo musical numbers that are fucking fantastic. So I'm wondering if they're going to do a similar kind of thing. Although I will say, Dante in this one, in this new one, you see him briefly on a bike, grimacing like he's having the biggest, hardest shit of his life.
Oh no, he's just enjoying the vibrations, honey.
Well, maybe he's enjoying.
Let the boy have his vibrations.
I've seen some footage of the gameplay, and it looks pretty solid.
It looks pretty good.
I would like to play it because I do like Devil May Cry. I do keep meaning, because we've got a copy of Devil May Cry 3. I bought it a couple of years ago because I never played it at the time.
Oh, that's the titty tape.
Right, it's the titty tape one. It's apparently the best one. So yeah, I've been meaning to have a go at that. Actually, speaking of character action, we have another character action game next.
Yes, Beyond Good and Evil 2. No.
Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, which is a new thing from Software.
Yeah, that looks pretty interesting. It's got that kind of gross aesthetic that From tends to have in their games.
It's sort of halfway, because you were mentioning that it's kind of very Tenchu-y, and it's sort of like halfway between Tenchu and Bloodborne.
Yeah, well, in the trailer, like, there's a part where the guy's sneaking up in between a couple of houses, and that just immediately hit me, like, that is so Tenchu it hurts.
Yeah.
It's just like the way everything's lit. I don't know, that's just what it reminded me of.
It's lifting up. There's quite a few animations from the Souls series.
You mean the pushing two big doors open?
Yeah, just like little bits of animation here and there, like you're lifting those from Souls, but apparently it's not like an RPG at all. It's just like kind of a character action-y kind of thing.
I will say, like, I do like the look of the fight. Like, From Software always did the very big scale, like, fighting a big fucking thing fight, like, very well. I always liked the way they did that, the way they animated the things. They look like they were fucking huge and hefty and terrifying.
It looks like they've taken lessons learned from making the Souls games and turned it to something that's a bit more action-oriented, which is going to be interesting to see. I'm wondering how, when you remove the whole leveling up aspect, if it's going to suddenly, like, get rid of the sort of... Cause, I mean, it's hard to explain. So Dark Souls and Bloodborne, because you can level up and gain stuff, if you're finding something super hard, you can just grind out and get your character more powerful and make it a little easier on yourself. So I wonder if when you remove that, because it does look like there are some very Soulsian design sensibilities in how the combat's looking. So I'm wondering if without that kind of level up thing, you might suddenly go, okay, this has gone from being hard to being, oh, just fuck off hard. Because it's going to be harder to mitigate that. Because the Souls series was quite good at finding ways that everyone could beat it if they persist with it.
Yeah.
So... But I mean, until, got hands-on with the game, who knows?
Yeah.
But interesting, and I am very interested in it, because, obviously...
You're a big From fan.
I do really like the Souls series, even if I did kind of overdose on it a bit, so... but yeah.
My only comment on this is that I don't like that the sentence from Software is now a thing that people say without, like, hiccuping or being like, hang on, what? Like, why is that a sentence that's accepted?
It is the worst.
It should only ever be said as a stutter on a podcast. That's the only place you should hear that, but apparently that's what we have to hear constantly now.
Yep, this is our lives.
Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. Got another one.
Yeah, that was also... We also got a big trailer for that.
Yeah, that still looks like it's a really fun world. I mean, obviously it's all pre-rendered and... world-building kind of trailers.
I do fucking love the aesthetic of that world.
It's pretty cool.
It's so good. It's so... the type of sci-fi I really fucking love, where it's this slightly ramshackle, like, there's like elements of like modern day things in there, but it's more used to just kind of ground everything and make the fantastical sci-fi elements look more grounded, you know?
Yeah.
Look mundane. I really like that. Slightly undermined by Ubisoft being kind of shitty.
I'm just going to call it what it is. It's exploitative bullshit.
Because, yeah, they put out a thing basically getting people to do work for them for free.
What?
Like, oh, get your stuff in Beyond Good and Evil 2. And it's like...
That's basically the whole kind of, do free work for me, it'll get you exposure, which, okay, so we're all pretty creative here. If you're not maybe artistically minded, this is a big thing in the creative community of people coming out of the blue and going, do this for me, I'm not paying you.
Yep.
Or, do this for me, I'm not paying you, but I'll give you a shout out on my Instagram or whatever, which is massively fucking not okay.
I can't eat off Instagram likes. Do you like things on Instagram? I don't know. I've literally never used it.
You like things on Instagram.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
It's not very good. It's kind of like, I'm trying to, like, art is, unfortunately, a commodity.
Yep.
And, a lot of people, that's their sole source of income, and a lot of people will just brush it off and go, like, oh, well, I'll just give you a shout out on my Instagram, I'll shout you out on my Twitter. And then when they say no, because obviously you can't eat Twitter likes, I've tried.
It does not work.
It does not work.
I mean, if you steal the Twitter website and keep it under your bed for a bit, then you might be able to eat it.
That'd be ridiculous. You can only do that with, like, video hosting sites. That's stupid.
Or streaming sites.
Streaming sites, obviously. But yeah, so that's basically really not okay of Ubisoft, who have
what
so
are they
much
asking
money.
people to do?
It's to do some art for it. I can't remember the specifics of it. I did see a good example of kind of the feeling of it from Voidburger, which some people might know. She's a streamer, YouTuber.
Yeah,
stuff.
pretty cool. Check out.
It's cool. But she said, she's mixed about it because there's like the 95% of her is like, this is exploitative to just ask people to basically do work for you is all it really is. But the 5% of her is like the idiot brain that goes, but I can get my art maybe in a AAA video game. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, in a AAA video game with those people who make notorious, like, fuck you amounts of money.
Well, yeah.
And who really should be paying people money for that. But, whatever. That's kind of gross, but hopefully they'll, like, stop that.
I'm hoping the backlash makes them maybe think twice about doing it in the way that they're doing it.
Well, I mean, that's what they need.
Yeah.
Moving swiftly on. Fallout 76, who fucking cares? And
everyone.
Before you finish typing that comment, I know New Vegas was the best one. I fucking know. Everyone always fucking says so, and you know what? I don't like that one either. But yeah, Fallout 76, unfortunately, not the cool puppet vault.
No.
So I don't fucking care.
If you can turn off the option for racists to turn up and start waving their dick at you, like, can I just play it as like a solo Fallout game? Then I might be interested. But if I have to just have people come and grieve me all the time, I did play Rust for a bit and it got very tedious.
I can imagine, like, because I was talking with Longfang actually about if you can just like play it just like a straight co-op game, that'd be great.
Yeah. Like if you can just like give you guys a ring or whoever and be like, oh, do you want to come play Fallout together for a bit?
Because that would be great. Because I like a lot of the ideas of Fallout. Even if overarching, I kind of get too frustrated with Bethesda existing to fully embrace the series. So, like, the co-op thing would be, like, a really nice way for me to mitigate the things that annoy me about it. But if it's, if there's any, like, if it's full, like, if it has PvP or whatever, or if you can kind of drop in and out of doing the PvP, or the multiplayer elements, like, as you like, I can't remember who said it, but if it was, say, like, Destiny, where you can kind of just putz around the map mostly on your own, but if you want to get involved in the multiplayer, you can. Like, you can go and do the public events or whatever, or you can go and do PvP, but that's like a separate entity all in and of itself. Then that'd be fine, because you can effectively play Destiny like a single-player game if you really want.
Yeah, no, this is true. So it's not too intrusive, and I mean, it's not really for me. I mean, you guys are the Fallout fans. I'm not really not really my kind of game, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean-
I do hope it's good, because I want Fallout fans to be able to enjoy a game, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not looking good right now from my stance anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when we see more of it, then I mean that's the thing, isn't it? We're just going off trailers. Like,
Yeah.
you know, the caveat to everything we're saying now is we're just looking at trailers.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what do we know really? We're just speculating.
Mm-hmm.
But
Then I've got a next one, the most elaborate trailer in the entirety of the E3 Expo.
yes,
Seriously, did that thing ever stop? It's a joke because it's Elder Scrolls 6, and it was literally like 20 seconds of just, oh, mountains pretty, and then that was it.
yeah, but it had the music.
Oh, it had the music, but then it was just a bunch of fucking mountains. It was
And
like,
then-
look at these mountains, and I'm very upset because half the mountains weren't clipping through each other, so I don't believe that was an appropriate...
That's not a real Elder Scrolls game.
it's not a real
then.
Elder
No.
Scrolls. So yeah, it's just...
You
Guess
guys have such
what?
an unreasonably low opinion of Bethesda.
That's because they don't release games that work.
They're bad, but they're not as bad as you think they are.
Okay, you're wrong, but thanks.
Their games are notoriously released unfinished, and they have
literally
the
sit there
money to
and
not
go-
do that.
They sit there and just go, the fans will fix it, and then they do.
I think the reason is that so many people have this reverence for Bethesda that is so unreasonable that it ends up pushing me in the other direction.
You
all
do
the time.
end up getting really knee-jerky about it, because,
Yeah.
like, if you sit there and go, yeah, I don't really like the Elder Scrolls, there's always someone who pops out the fucking woodwork to scream at you about how you should die, because
You
you,
know,
just
full-
don't get the genius of it.
You see, funnily enough, recently what I tend to notice is that whenever I've mentioned that I think Bethesda is a vastly overrated developer, people end up agreeing with me whilst disagreeing with me at the same time. Like they'll talk, like they'll
You're
say how
completely
much
right in
they
every way, but shut the fuck
like.
up.
They'll love. Well, they'll
Yeah.
not like in a bad way. They like love the games and stuff. And like, no, I really love this and like that and the things. But they'll agree that
I'm
like
not,
Bethesda
like-
is a terrible.
I mean,
the thing,
would
it's like,
you
I mean-
rather they acted like other publishing people like EA or Ubisoft or any of those
Oh
ones?
no! There's an important distinction to draw here. As a publisher, I have no issue with
No
Bethesda.
problem with them as a publisher.
Well, I do have some issues.
Well-
Surely releasing the games unfinished is a publisher's issue more than the developer's issue.
Well, because it's when they. Well, the thing is, it only happens on their games that they develop.
Yeah.
Because the games that they merely publish, like all the id stuff,
Yeah, the id stuff is fine.
fine. I mean, they do have some weird ideas about, like, you know, embargoes and shit, and not letting people review stuff, and
Yeah.
But in general, Bethesda are not as bad as the others. But yeah, when it comes to the stuff that they develop, they seem to just release it unfinished, and you'd think that's really weird because they're the publishers as well. But the games that they publish, generally, pretty
That's
good.
what I mean. The fault for them releasing unfinished is the publishing side of them, and I'd rather they did that than did what most other publishers do. So
Yeah, but
I
it's
guess
just,
that's how I'm framing it anyway.
but like I say, it's just weird because it's only their own things they do it to, which I don't understand.
Whatever.
It doesn't make any sense. But still on the Bethesda thing, there's-
Doom Eternal.
Yeah,
Doom 2, Hell on Earth.
basically.
But not on Earth. But no, like, this is another, like, short... What?
Hell on Earth, but not on Earth.
Yeah. Well,
Excellent. That's a box. That's a box art quote there.
Snipe from Snipe and Wib Play says, Doom Eternal is Doom 2 Hell on Earth, but not on Earth. And
Apparently
not
it is
Doom
on
2.
Earth.
Oh, but in brackets, but apparently it is on Earth. This is a fucking train wreck. Oh my god. Okay. Doom Eternal, Doom 2 Hell on Earth, that's actually on Earth. It's just got a little, like, cinematic for it. It's kind of cool, because I spotted an Archvile in there, Pain Elemental, Doom 2, I think he has the
It's
super
a
shotgun.
thingy arachnid thing. What they called?
Spider Mastermind,
No, the little ones.
Arachnotron.
Arachnotron. That's the one.
Yeah. Why do I know this? I
Because
was like, wait a minute.
you played a shitload of Doom in your life.
Yeah.
It's not unreasonable for you to remember the names of characters.
Yeah. Okay. But you know, I'm hoping it'll be good. But again, it's just like a minute or so of just look. It's hell on earth. Eh?
I'm intrigued to see
Doom guy.
what they do because if it's
I hope
just
the bunny's canon,
yeah, I hope it because
because that's the reason he goes on that rampage.
the the interesting thing is going to be, because Doom was so special because it was different to everything else at the time.
Yeah.
And it was such a breath of fresh air, and my only concern is that doing another one might just water that down unless they amp it up to, like, I guess they were amped up to 11 before, so amp it up to like 12.
Amp it up to 22.
Unless they do that, then it might just be like, it's more Doom, that's good, but I've played it. I don't know.
I'm again, I really do hope it's good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it will be, but I'm hoping it will be.
Yeah, honestly, it's just my inner cynic talking. At the end of the day, Doom was fucking great.
Doom 2016 was amazing. I love that game. Yeah. It's great.
If anyone can make a good sequel, then it's the people who made a very good game. So,
So here's hoping. Ooh, Wolfenstein Youngblood. Historically inaccurate.
Oh, yes, because there are women.
Because, like, let's face it, women weren't invented until after the 1990s. Let's be fucking real
yeah, that's true. And this is set in the 80s. So.
This is set in the 80s, so massively historically inaccurate. You basically play in, I think it's Paris, as BJ's twin daughters.
Yeah.
Going to kill some more Nazis, because fuck yeah, I can't get enough killing Nazis.
I love how this game is seen, like, the Wolfenstein series in general is like this, but this one in particular seems to have been custom made to annoy a certain kind of arsehole. And
it's a very specific kind of shithead, and it makes me so happy.
So that's going to be interesting to see.
But no, I really hope that's good, because I like the Wolfenstein games.
Yeah, you need to play New Colossus, actually.
Don't have it yet. I'm waiting until it's come down in price because I'm getting some mixed reviews.
I've heard it's totally fine.
Well, I don't want to spend 40 quid on a totally fine game.
Yes.
So I'll wait until it's on sale. But yeah, no, I'm hoping that's good too. That looks pretty interesting. And again, massively historically inaccurate. But, don't give a fuck because, the Nazis didn't actually win the Second World War. So that's also historically inaccurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
They also didn't have, like, giant city-sized, like, mechs. That's also... it's just weird. It's this whole thing.
It's almost like the people saying it quite often have an ulterior motive. Anyway, on to slightly brighter things. New Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it's called, and it has everyone in it.
Almost
everyone. You, me.
I know.
Everyone.
I'm not in it.
It's
No, you're in the corner with Waluigi.
Yeah. That's fine. I prefer to be there than playing Smash.
You just want to touch Waluigi's little dingle.
Look, I like Waluigi a lot, but I don't think I want to be stuck in a corner with that fucker.
Yeah, you do. I've seen your fanfiction.
Well,
your self-insert fanfiction.
Say,
a lot of self-insertion going on. Am I right? Pornography.
Pornography, yes. Sexual stimulation of the penis.
The penis. But yeah, no, Snake's in there, and that's the only reason I give a fuck.
His butt isn't, though.
I know. What did they do to his ass?
They've shrunk.
That's historically inaccurate. What they've done to his ass.
Yeah.
I am sick of Nintendo's fucking
pushing
agenda.
Some kind of agenda. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what.
I don't know what it is,
but they have one, and I don't like it.
Honestly, whatever. I don't care.
I will say, in changing body types, Zero Suit Samus is now ripped as fuck.
Oh, I love it. I mean, to be fair, she was always supposed to be like a 6'3" Amazon.
Yeah.
Like, she was always supposed to be shredded.
Yeah, she's supposed to be fucking massive and bulky.
So I like the changes to Samus because she's super cool, and I don't really care about the changes to Snake. I'll joke about it, but I don't fucking care.
Yeah, some people are super pissed that they made Samus's boobs smaller.
That's historically inaccurate. Boobs aren't allowed to be that small. Historically.
They're still fucking big.
Yeah, she's still like a very thin, very athletic woman.
So. Yeah, but some people are weird about things. But I'm super hyped for this because it's another reason for me to want to buy a Switch.
I want the Pokemon Let's Go, and then you can have the Smash Brothers Samus boobs.
But it's got
Snake butt.
But it's got like every character from all the old Smash Brothers as well.
Cloud and
Roy's back.
Roy and Ike, who I always liked playing as, and Snake, let's be honest, Snake's the most important.
Sonic, Rob.
Yes, Mr. Game & Watch, the Ice Climbers, Bayonetta,
Mega Man's back as well. It's one of those ones where you look
everyone's back.
Everyone.
Yeah.
It's one of those where...
Drummer Matt.
There's Drummer Matt, the evil doctor from A Human Centipede.
Oh no. Oh, that's about
Karl Marx.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's there.
Yeah, there's also something about Kingdom Hearts 3 randomly I remembered, but
I
I
don't care.
So yeah. Smash Brothers, there's Mewtwo as well. And
yeah.
Lucario, and I've seen way too much porn of that thing to ever take it seriously.
That's true. It's
The internet is a twisted fucking hellhole.
But yeah, I'm very interested because I like Smash Brothers, and I missed out on the last one because I didn't have a Wii U because
no one had a Wii U.
Statistically, no one had a Wii U. So I missed out. I missed out on that
one person who had a Wii U.
I mean, I played it once at a convention, didn't we? What convention was it at We Out that we played it? Was it? Oh, it was the London one, wasn't it?
I was the London Anime and Gaming Expo, yeah.
And we played like 8-player Smash with like everyone. With, like,
oh yeah, and there was just someone called Ass Fister.
Oh yeah, there was. Wasn't there? They changed the name to Ass Fister or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember Drummer Matt just kept zooming in on it.
Also on the Switch was another game that I noticed because it looked like the most Japanese video game to be ever made.
Okay.
Which is Demon Ex Machina.
Oh yes.
Demon spelt like it's 40k. So Damon.
Please don't pronounce it Damon.
Yeah.
It's Demon.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember the closest I've ever been to trying to reach inside my monitor to throttle someone was watching a bat rep of someone who played Demon Hunters, and they were like, "Yeah, I've got my Damon Hunters," and I'm like, "What has Matt Damon done to you?" Like, apart from the obvious. But yeah,
people keep expending massive amounts of money and resources trying to rescue that motherfucker. Think about it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Demon Ex Machina kind of reminds me of what would happen if you took like the Armored Core games, like the mech combat, and filtered it through the kind of aesthetic things of Killer is Dead.
That's a good description.
So it's got this really defined, like, not quite cel-shaded, but this like very stylized aesthetic with like this kind of overblown mech combat. And I don't really have much to say about it other than it looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look pretty. It looks like it would be. It looks like almost like a 3D bullet hell at some points.
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
I don't think I'll ever be able to play that fucking game, but I like the way it looks.
Yeah, it looks really fancy. I mean, again, like, I don't really know much about it. I just watched the trailer and was like, I like the pretty things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that leads us to the last thing from E3 to talk about.
Last and certainly not least.
Which is Devolver Digital's thing that they now do each year.
Yeah.
Which,
I like it how it literally stands there pointing at the consumer and going, you know how games industry is full of corporations who literally will say to your face, "Fuck you, give me all your money, we want you all dead." And then basically go, "That's what you're doing, and now we're gonna fucking profit off your stupidity and apathy." And I'm like, I'm kind of sitting there going, this isn't really funny anymore. This is just literally what's happening.
This is just what will happen when EA just decides to say
they don't
fuck
care
it
anymore
and drops all the artifice.
Yeah. So they start like, they mention loot boxes and everyone, like they cut to the totally legit audience like crying and cheering and being so fucking psyched because they're going to be pumped for money, like the commodified fucks they are. And there's a lot of violence in there as well. You won't be disappointed. Like there is murder.
The only real problem with it is that it being another one, it doesn't quite have the same punch as the first one.
It's Devolver Digital 2 Hell on Earth. Where...
Wait, is this one on Earth or not?
This one is apparently on Earth, although I'm not sure, but it actually has just been confirmed to me that yes, it is just on Earth.
Okay, good.
Okay. Where, like, the first Devolver Digital conference came out of fucking nowhere and was hysterical and was such a great critique on the climate of, like, the games development at that point. And this one, again, is pretty on point, but we were all expecting it this time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think the only way to have the same effect as the first one, because the first one's always going to be more effective, is to do something completely different.
Yeah.
But I am glad of this being a thing, because it's...
It's some well-needed catharsis.
And it's the level of cynicism about the whole big corporate affair that I personally need, because I can't deal with the big corporate circle jerk. I can't deal with it. Which is why I don't.
Saying the big corporate circle jerk makes you sound like you're being a fucking... Like, there's a Reddit thing, like, hail corporate, which people always quote. If you sit there and just go, I just like Doom, someone will go, hail corporate, you corporate shill. Ugh. It's like, we're not using it like that at all. Like, E3 is literally just a big event full of advertising. That's what it is.
And it turns out that, like, all art is commodified, so you kind of have to buy it through some corporation.
Yeah, so it's just the world we live in. So yeah, you can participate in this kind of thing without enjoying it.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is.
Before anyone, I don't think anyone will start getting snotty with us about that, but still, I wanted to clarify.
I will say one thing I did appreciate is a minor little joke in it. They do address the concept of parasocial relationships in the gaming sphere, which I quite like, which is the whole thing of...
ludonarrative dissonance.
where people expend emotional energy and think that they're getting to know, like, personalities in the gaming sphere, like YouTubers and things. But the other person doesn't really have anything to do with that because they're just on the end of a camera or whatever.
Yeah.
And they sort of acknowledge a little bit of the cynical use of using those to promote games. They sort of address that, which is one of those things that not everyone touches upon, because the whole concept of parasocial relationships is something that a lot of people don't like to touch very much because it is a bit weird.
It is a bit strange.
So
I'd say that we're all a bit guilty of it.
Oh yeah, of course. Like,
I'm like, this person liked my tweet. We're literally friends.
Yeah.
Although I kind of wish, but no.
Yeah, it is a thing.
It is a thing, but it's just, I think it just makes everyone a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, it makes everyone uncomfortable because you sit there and you go, because you think that you like these people and like you know them, but you don't because you only see what they present to you. Games that were shown, there was Scum, which is
Battle Royale.
It seems
maybe
I
don't even know if that's a real game.
Scum is a real game, yeah.
I don't know.
Devolver have been like showing bits of it for years.
I don't know. Have we ever even seen?
Oh, hang on. Actually, this is Devolver. They actually announced some games at this thing.
Yeah, okay. they didn't announce any games. We knew all of them were games,
right.
But they kind of showed a bit off of them. And there's Scum, which is like seemingly set on like an island full of convicts, and it's like a TV show. So it's
literally like I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
Yeah, but
it's a TV show set on an island full of convicts.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not wrong.
Hey, I'm the one allowed to make those fucking jokes.
There is also zombies, but that's the least interesting part about it. There was also My Friend Pedro, which is...
It looks interesting, but it looks like it's going to be a bastard to play.
It's like one of those games where it looks like kind of a bit like a Hotline Miami style thing, where you have to kill a bunch of people like quickly in a fancy manner, but it's like so elaborate and goofy. So you're doing like these ballerina twirls.
Yeah, he's doing like ballet while he's shooting all these people.
But it's all side on. So I guess similar to things like Not a Hero, but like 3D and more physics kind of based. Like, so lots of physics shit. It looks like the sort of game that would be immensely infuriating until you pulled off that perfect run.
And then you just stop playing it and just feel good about yourself.
You'd have to have a cigarette after doing it. It would be that good. The other one is they announced that they are releasing for all current consoles and PC Metal Wolf Chaos, which is an old game.
From Software, is it?
It's an old From Software game.
From Software. From Software.
Where it's like that...
Hell on Earth.
That mid-2000s absurd Japanese mid-tier game.
Yeah. I mean, again... It's
with bad voice acting.
Not massively historically accurate, but it still looks pretty good.
No, because the president has a mech.
Yeah, but is the president a woman?
No.
Then, this is completely historically accurate.
Yeah, it's believable.
Metal Wolf Chaos 2, Hell on Earth. From Software.
Yeah, from Software. They should just change their name to From. Just to make it even worse.
Yeah. From. Oh.
But I'm sure the Super Best Friends are super happy because they were pushing to get that re-released years ago, and they
did it single-handedly.
They finally got their dream, so I'm proud of them.
Good on those lovely boys.
But that was E3 unless Matt, you've got anything that you saw that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, Matt, were you at E3?
No.
Did you announce any games at E3? Because I think you did.
Couch Fucker.
It was Couch
2018.
2019.
Couch Fucker
2019. 2018.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, we thought we'd just skip a year because, like, it was too many bugs and it was,
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Like, physical bugs in the couch. I caught things.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah, I can see why you want to change it.
You don't want a bug crawling in your winky.
That's why you've got to. That's why you have to wash it each time, because otherwise it gets a bit of a funk going.
Yeah, but Drummer Matt likes that corn chip smell.
Oh. So yeah, what features do we expect in the latest couch fucker?
Well, I mean, you fuck a couch. I mean, what else do you want?
Well, I mean, what's new from Couch Fucker 2017?
Yeah, but can you dress up your couch?
Yeah. The couches have you can find loot boxes under the cushions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which is quite.
What do you get in the loot boxes?
You can actually. There's a feature where you can actually use the money that you lose behind the cushions of your actual couch to pay for loot crates in the Couch Fucker game.
That's really cool. So you actually pay real money to... Well, let's be honest. You want to give the players a sense of accomplishment here by buying all this stuff with your actual money, because you want to feel accomplished because, only rich people have all of the loot boxes stuff. So you'll feel accomplished in being better than everyone else.
So I just want to know, like, with the stuff you get in the boxes, is it like new skins for the couch? Like, say, a nice throw?
Is it like a spray for the wall behind it of shit that you don't care about?
It's voice lines. It's pretty much all voice lines.
Oh, it's just different angry sexual grunts from you.
Yeah, and squeaks from the couch.
I can hear it in my brain. I don't want to.
Occasional bits of not actually very coherent sexy talk. Just like, ooh, you fucking sexy marmalade. Like, what does that
it's
even
more
mean?
like, oh, this couch that I'm fucking is pretty good. It's this really awkward and uncomfortable booth speech. It's like, I'm fucking a couch.
When can we be expecting this release?
When's the pre-order? And what's the pre-order bonus?
Too many questions, I can't do it anymore.
You are the worst.
This is why you're not allowed into E3 proper. That's why you have to do it in that alleyway outside.
With that cat and that brown bag. That cat is so angry.
Shall we do something that you can get your head around,
yes.
which is questions?
Oh yeah, shall we jump to questions?
We should jump to questions.
Oh right, okay. These are the ones from last week, and they are printed in yellow because I ran out of all other ink colours. So I think I mentioned last time that I can't really read them because it's yellow text on white paper. But I did take a note of which ones we'd answered last time. So
that's good.
Organisation, it's good. So following on from a theme, the Incredible Hibby says, first off, condolences to you, Drummer Matt, for the loss of your beloved couch home.
Good.
It's a long question. Shall I read the whole thing?
Yeah, let's go for it.
This question is for all three of you, but first a little backstory. So my boyfriend works at an international company fielding calls, and he recently got a call from someone from Britain that he was going to put on hold. To which this person said, "Oh, we don't do holds, honey."
What?
My boyfriend came home wondering if it was the culture of the region, and I jokingly said I would verify with the most British people I know. And yes, I including the honorary British Australian.
Okay, I am actually a dual nationality, so I am a bit British, but I don't like it very much.
So yeah, they jokingly said that they'd ask, and then actually they got curious and thought they'd actually ask.
Okay, well, as a foreigner who's lived here for a good while, I can say that is not doing hold, like being put on hold, is all they do here. That is literally.
That is how we do. We form queues.
Everything is queuing, on hold. You are always waiting for something.
Queuing.
It's British culture.
Is the basis of British culture. I've worked in
Sounds
multiple...
imperialism, but you gotta queue. You gotta fucking be on hold. You gotta sit there and just... And then, if they leave you for 40 minutes on hold, they come back, oh, sorry, you have to go. That's fine.
Yep.
You have to lie, because that's British culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I having worked in several call centres, holding... We do that. We do it more than we should.
And they never complain about it.
That person is either talking about their own personal proclivities or is lying.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only explanation.
That person is a damn dirty liar.
Or they're not actually British, they're just Australian and people can't tell the difference.
You sound completely different. You know, I sound like hi, and they sound like
Hi.
No, wait, I'm on hold.
Oh.
Hi. There we go.
So yeah, so in summary, that is the opposite of British.
Yes.
Yeah, really, very much so.
Next up, Veteran Sergeant Cadian Guardsman Reek. A question for Snipe.
Oh.
So Wib has been captured by the government because he knows because he knows too much about the slimes.
Okay.
The only way Wib will be returned is if Snipe plays Hanzo for the next 5 games of Overwatch and eat carrot cake and eat Battenberg.
Okay, who is putting out these stipulations?
The government.
Is it the British government? They're going, oh yeah, we just want you to be pretty inconvenienced for the next half an hour.
Yes.
And we'll release your husband who's been committing slime treason.
I notice you're not saying yes, of course, he's my husband.
I'm getting to that point, really. I am. What's the next question?
You don't want to know the foul and depraved shit I do to get you back, but no, yeah, sure, just move on.
To make the deal a bit sweeter, the government have also stolen your dreadnought.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah, fine. Fucking fine.
If you'd have said I was expecting and the government's also stolen Matt Mercer, fucking try and stop me. Oh honey, I'd play you, I'd get you back. Don't worry, I'd get you back. My lovely husband.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That I love.
I'm sure.
I literally have a piece of paper that we both signed that says that I do.
Well, what it actually says is that we're married.
Yeah, and only people who love each other get married.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd hate it, but I'd do it.
Yeah.
With only mild complaining.
Yeah, I know. I noticed it took a long time. Get the next question,
Okay,
so
next question.
I can have my sense of self-worth destroyed. Even
Okay,
more,
next up, a literal fan wrote in, and they have pictures to prove that they are just a desk fan.
Good.
Okay.
Why
We
are there?
accept all sorts here.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone is welcome. Why are there a couple of videos that say episode 1 where there seems to be no more videos on the game? This is presumably on your YouTube channel.
Is that just in general, or is that on our specific YouTube channel?
On your specific YouTube channel. The example they gave was Trial of Ibn Battuta.
Oh,
okay. That's the name of the game. The part 1 is of the game. The developer never released a part 2.
Okay, so it's not your fault.
That's the title of the game.
I can say with absolute certainty there is no video on the channel that is a part 1 of something we never made a part 2 to.
Yeah.
There are some games that there are games like Ibn Battuta where we put the name of the game, which is it's the episode 1 of the game. So we've put that in the title.
The title is episode 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the reason why that happens. That's not to do with us forgetting to make other parts of it.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Their follow-up question was they were wondering if you've got any more pictures of me to add to their collection.
Oh.
We have many.
Which I'm sure there is many. And they crop up in videos all the time, I think.
Yeah.
We tend to use the same couple.
The way you look, because Drama Matt does, for the most part, look a lot like a just average human unit, but occasionally he'll look a bit silly, and those are the photos we use.
We usually these days we usually use the one of you in your full bike gear.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When you had no shave 2017.
Was it 2016? No shave 2016.
I don't know.
When your beard was ridiculous.
No, it was 2015.
Was it 15? Oh,
because 15 I did beard, then 16 was a normal year, then 17 I did no haircut year, and then now it's this year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. How time does fly when you're growing
really
hair.
Like, comment, subscribe for more of Drama Matt's body hair year challenges. Who knows what's next? It's probably butt hair.
Yeah, he's just going to grow that out, get it plaited,
Plait it into his
Maybe
leg
get
hair.
dreaded.
No, he's not going to do that. He's going to plait his butt hair into his leg hair.
Ooh.
So it looks like he's got, he's a marionette.
Oh.
Hey, it's Drama Matt's challenge, not mine.
Please ask another question.
Okay, next up we've got Gnomish Inquisition.
Nobody
Came across a new tabletop RPG recently that's new to them. Have any of us heard of Starfinder?
Oh,
that rings a bell, actually.
Yeah, the name does sound familiar, but I can't remember where.
Apparently it is a role-playing game.
Pathfinder. It was the sci-fi Pathfinder, wasn't it?
It seems reasonable. Let's see. It's the role-playing game wherein you can fight goblins with a vorpal chainsword while you traverse the outer hull of a spaceship. I mean, that description makes it sound pretty appealing.
Yeah,
it's
built on Pathfinder.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I've never actually played Pathfinder. The only two I've played is 4th and 5th edition D&D and the Cthulhu one.
Call of Cthulhu.
Cock.
Yeah.
Cock.
They're the only
love
three
playing Cock.
Yeah. They're the only three
I quite like DMing Cock, honestly. That sounds so much worse.
Yeah. Sounds pretty good.
It's like I'm a dom and I'm like, I should roll 20 or I won't punch you in the dick or something.
I've heard Pathfinder's quite good, so if it's based on that, because I think it's just a bit more in depth than D&D. I think it is it's like a spun off from like a specific edition.
It came out of 3rd edition D&D. Because when 3rd it went to 3.5, and then when it went to 4th, a lot of people who played 3.5 didn't like 4th, so carried on Pathfinder, which was basically D&D 3.5 as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
And one was more fluffy and one was more crunchy, basically, in essence, I think. And I honestly couldn't tell you which way around it is.
No.
And then once 5th came out, everyone was like, yeah, actually, you know what, this is quite a good system. Fuck it, let's just kind of re-merge.
Damn,
and that's probably far too oversimplifying it, and I'm going to get people on both sides of it having a go at me. But that's the basics of it as far as I'm aware.
Do what I do and ignore everyone who annoys you. And then get annoyed by them anyway and then vague about them on social media.
Yeah. That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. And then bottle it up and, don't actually do that.
No, don't do that.
That'll make you unwell.
Next up, Atticus Sesh said, for Wib, since I love hearing you talk about old sci-fi, have you ever watched...
No, since I love hearing you talk.
Have you ever watched the limited run show Earthstar Voyager?
I have never heard of that in my life.
They think you'd love it. It's unbelievably grimdark and very, very weird.
Write that down, dear.
What was it called again?
Earthstar Voyager. A limited run show, but they didn't say how many episodes. So
okay, I've written that in a notepad file, so I'll go check that out. Because that obscure sci-fi that is probably going to be a particular kind of bad is right up my alley.
I hope it's historically accurate.
It will be.
Oh.
So no, thank you for that suggestion. I'll take a look.
And a question for Snipe. Since I generally respect your opinions on such matters.
Okay, generally.
Which?
Okay, I like that honesty. Thank you.
Which are cuter, skeletons or ghosts?
Skeletons.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah.
I would think context, because there are
I think
some...
like the little Spooky's House of Jumpscare ghost is super cute, but the skeletons are also super cute.
That's true.
And like, now I'm confused. Because I just think I like bones and I like skeletons, so I'm kind of like, they're just my favourite
You're a bit biased in that regard.
I am. But yeah, no, I think ghosts could be pretty cute. But I'd say skeletons are cuter, because like, come on, Cubone. My favourite Pikachu.
Have you seen there's a boob ghost in Warhammer Fantasy now?
Oh yes, the boob ghost.
The boob ghosts! Yes, I've seen tit ghosts.
Well, because there's the two. There's the ones that are floating boob plate, and there's like the leader one that is like just a ghost with a cracking set of tits for some reason.
That's so fucking stupid.
Like she's got like a veil over her head, and you can. It's really. It's like
who wants to see a face?
I know, but
it's ghost boobs.
No, legit, it's a really nice sculpt because it's like you can see a skull through it because it's obviously a veil over a skull.
Which is cuter?
Which is cuter between
between her skull face and just the floating ghostly boob plate?
She's the big one's also got a couple of tiny ghosts with skulls that are hanging out by her, so she's cuter.
So my answer is skulls with that are ghosts.
Skulls that are
ghosts with boobs.
No, not with boobs. That's dumb. Just imagine like fucking just actual boobs just floating about. That would be really fucking creepy.
I mean, to be fair, if you turn boobs the right way around, they kind of look like ghosts.
Explain.
Like, if you someone with a... Well, if you wear a ghost costume and you just put a sheet over your head.
Yeah.
You're kind of vertical lumpy.
Okay, I've got to ask, have you ever seen a boob before, Matt? Like, no shade, but have you ever seen a boob?
Yeah, they look like ghosts.
They don't look like ghosts! Okay.
Is this just lining up for a really elaborate boobies joke?
Yes, I was.
Bullshit! Bullshit did you think of that? Fuck off! You're just fetishizing ghosts for no reason.
Okay.
Fucking ghosts do not look like... You know what? Fuck
Alright,
you,
moving
Connor.
on. Moving on. I'm in charge of the questions. Moving on.
No, I'm going to draw that, and then you're going to realise how silly you sound.
I'm going to do the same. And I will put it on...
Okay, then. Good.
We'll have a ghost boob draw off on Twitter on Monday when this comes live.
We absolutely will do. I'll draw mine, and then when you text me, and I'll post mine at the same time, and then we can ask whose is better.
Yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
Or we can post them both to Snipe and Wib and actually have a poll.
Yeah, okay, I'll put together a poll for you guys.
Yeah, who's got the best boob ghost?
Yeah.
And Drummer Matt's gonna kick my ass, despite the fact I have been formally educated in fucking art and design.
Next question. Shanus asked if we'd mind telling him the story about how we met Dicko.
Okay.
Because from what we've mentioned, it sounds like he was the stig of the dump that you covered in human clothes and taught stand up right.
Okay, that's completely accurate, but not entirely legit.
Actually, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, no, we were it was when we were looking to find a new singer, and we went into a music shop, and there was just a bunch of...
Our last singer left because he didn't want to sing.
Yeah, our last singer left because he got angry at us because we kept asking him to sing the songs.
Yeah, a bit weird.
So we thought, let's look for a singer who will sing. So we found a bunch of bassist one, blah blah blah, and then it was vocalist available. We were like, huh, this is interesting. It's likes Tenacious D, a bunch of other metal and stuff, and then his email had something about it basically involved the word chocobo.
It was a Final Fantasy reference.
Yeah, and we were just like, he likes Tenacious D, which means he likes stupid music.
Yeah.
He also likes chocobos, so he's also a bit of a gamer. We should call the guy. So we take one of the things, and then that night we phoned him up.
Yeah, and he was drunk.
He was drunk off his tits. And he was like, hi, I am Dicko, and I'm not drunk.
He wasn't quite that bad, but he was.
Because
I didn't know him, I didn't know what he sounds like when he was drunk, so I just thought he was a bit hyper.
Which... Not incorrect.
But yeah, and we called him up and said, hey, do you fancy trying out for this band? And he said yes, and then he showed up and we were like, yes, he totally fits. And we said, do you want to join the band? And he said yes.
He said no, and then we had to...
Oh. And yeah, then we've all been stuck with each other ever since.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's not a massively funny or interesting story, but yeah.
It's real, it's earnest, it's from the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told them the actual story wasn't as funny as they were probably hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one day I went to Greg's, and this was just after our singer who didn't like singing left. And I go in and I get steak bake because I'm like, shit, I've had a good couple of weeks. I've been really good, trying to eat healthier and things like that. So I'm gonna treat myself to a steak bake and a coffee, just a small one. And I go in and I'm waiting in line, and it's just taken a while, even more so because, the British queuing kind of instinct is kind of in me because being a bit British. And, I get there, and I'm like, I look up from my wallet and I'm like, hey, can I get a steak bake and a latte? And my eye is drawn to the, little ovens they have.
Yeah.
Well, Dicko had crammed himself into one of the ovens and was rotating very slowly. Making sure that every side of him was kind of browned off.
Yeah,
nicely.
It wasn't even a rotating oven. He was just shuffling round in there.
It wasn't even a rotating oven because those things have shelves. He pulled the shelves out, and he was just slowly rotating around to make sure all of his sides were evenly and juicy.
Is this why every now and again he comes up to you and whispers in your ear, "I'm a sausage roll"?
That's exactly why.
Oh,
because I don't know if you guys know this, but he has a massive chest tattoo, which is just how you take off the pastry of a sausage roll. That's just that. And on really fancy lettering just under his collarbones, it's just lil Lil sausage.
Little sausage.
Little sausage. He's got that.
It's very cute.
It is actually very cute, yeah. But he's very clever. Had that done in kind of a darker kind of ink, so the heat and stuff won't dry it out, basically. Because that's actually a thing that can happen. I'm not just pulling that out of my ass. And I'm just kind of like, okay, so he held up everyone in Greg's, but as he was spinning around, he was like, I'm a little sausage roll, doing my rolls, but I'm not actually a roll because that's actually I call them cobs because I'm from the East Midlands. And I was like, it needs work, but I like his tone. So then I went to the music shop, found out that, that he literally just posted a picture of himself, weirdly, from where I'd just been, somehow managed to take a photo of himself. I was in the photo.
Oh.
I can see, like, the back of my head.
That's weird.
I know, that's why I drew I was like, that's the back of my fucking head, that is. And it's just like, and it was just scrawled on crayon, like, my name's Dicko, in brackets, Lil Sausage Roll, comma, you may remember me from Greg's, close bracket. If you're looking for a singer in a band, I could probably do that. Thank you very much. Hugs and kisses, Dicko, in brackets, Lil Sausage Roll.
Yeah.
And then he wrote his number down there. So yeah, that's actually how we met.
Yeah, that's the real story. Just whoever edits this, just delete whichever one we decide we want.
No, put both of them, just because people are going to know that the second one's the true one.
Oh well, yeah, there is that. Yeah. There is that.
Yeah.
Anyway, you should probably ask another question.
A few more. So to close off the ones from a fortnight ago, last question. Yeah. So Frosty Pacifist emailed in, and they said, so it gets a bit awkward, right? So they say, so I've got a question for you, Snip, Web, and Percussion Mike. So already I was alerted. And they said, how are you planning to take down Snipe, Wib, and that pesky companion drummer, Matt? So I think actually what he's done is let us know that our alter egos are actually out to get us.
Oh, shit.
So I think we need to make a plan to preemptively strike Snip, Web, and Percussion Mike.
Just a question, because obviously evil twins have mustaches or goatees.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Does that mean, like, because both you and me, Matt, have beards, does that mean it's just, like, where the goatee would be is shaved out so they've got just mutton chops?
Yes.
Yeah, they're the opposite, so yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
What about me?
They have a goatee.
Yeah, just
mine just has a goatee. Of course, sorry, yeah.
I mean, if we're going by mirror rules,
Yeah.
Which of course it is, because that's the only way it works.
That's literally the only way it works,
So I think we've got a chance to,
We need to get a game plan here, gentlemen.
Well, my thought is, I mean, what type of things... If they're just... Are they evil versions of us? Or are they, like, mirror versions of us that, like, their skills are the mirror version of us? Because if they're just simply versions of us, but evil...
So my evil twin is good at everything.
No.
No, because the thought is, if they're just like us, but just the evil versions, then we're fucking fine because we're incompetent. So our evil selves will be incompetent too. So we don't have anything to worry about.
Incompetent.
I feel like they're exactly the same as us, apart from they pay for loot boxes.
Oh well, to be honest, then we need to make a preemptive strike.
These things need to be destroyed. They
games. Let's move on before we get too buried in odd semantics.
Okay, but we need to be on our guard. Is the point?
We should be on our guard.
Thank you for the accidental heads up there.
Get rid of that. And then a couple of questions from this week. Our hideous Pidnean said, "Are you guys going to play the new Space Hulk Deathwing enhanced thingy?"
Played a bit of it, but we're probably not going to do a video on it. Well, you did a bit of a stream on it.
I did a stream of it, and it is. I mentioned it in the last podcast.
I was going to say, I thought you'd mentioned this, but
yeah, it is an improvement mechanically, definitely over the previous one, because the previous one was optimized fucking woefully.
Wasn't good.
This one is a lot better, but it's still...
They do comment that now you can actually play it at a half decent frame rate.
Yeah.
So.
There's still a lot of problems with it.
Yeah, it unfortunately is just... There's a lot of issues in the design that are just kind of frustrating, and we're not going to do anything with it because the game is still fundamentally the same, and we've already made a video on it. But yeah, maybe at some point we might stream it with some other people because we want, maybe one day try the co-op. But that's all we'd ever do with it, I think.
Fair enough. Yeah. Next up, Parry asked, this is less of a question, more of a statement. As a former 13-year-old from Wisconsin, I'm offended about how Snipe and Wib talked about how 13-year-olds from Wisconsin talk in video games.
I don't remember this.
I think it was arbitrarily pulled a geographical location.
Was I complaining about some random shit?
I believe it was talking about Fallout, and I think I might...
It was, if you want to check, he's conveniently labelled episode 54, 1 hour 26 in.
Okay.
So double thumbs up for the actual referencing.
Yeah, thank you, yeah.
It was just hearing people on voice chat and games.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they also put in brackets, not really, after that I'm offended. They're not genuinely offended.
Damn it, I need to try harder. 13-year-old people who were previously 13-year-old people from Wisconsin.
Fuck it, no, just everyone who was previously 13 at some point.
Everybody who was previously 13 years old and from Wisconsin.
You were the worst when you were 13.
You are bad.
In fairness, I was terrible.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Everyone was the worst when they were 13, basically.
See, it's not like
you liked the Suicide Squad movie. That's too fucking mean. Holy shit, that's horrible.
Also, it wouldn't have been out, presumably.
That's why it's so horrible. They transcend time and space, just like Jared Leto's dreadfulness.
Anyway.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I guess I don't remember. For you, it was the most important day of your life. The day Snipe started cussing you out when you were 13 and from Wisconsin. To me, it was Tuesday.
We record these on Thursday, though.
Yeah, that's why it was
That's
Tuesday.
what made it weirder,
Yeah.
if I'm honest. But I didn't want to put too much of an
emphasis on that,
it.
yeah.
I'm just trying to forget the weird kind of...
Apologies to people from Wisconsin, but not apologies to 13-year-olds, because we all remember what it was like to be 13, and it was awful.
And if you are 13 and offended, trust me, you get to like 25, you'll be so embarrassed.
Yeah. And to be fair, you could be old people, so it could be worse. Like,
yeah, old people are
at least
way
you're
worse.
probably not quite as racist.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Last up, once again we've got Reek the Canadian Cadian Guardsman. Sorry, I almost called them Canadian. God damn it.
That's almost as bad as being 13 years old from Wisconsin.
That's
not historically
Reek the Cadian Guardsman, who in their defence has now been promoted to a medic, apparently.
Okay, congrats.
They asked if you guys are going to do, or if we are going to do another spoopy creepypasta episode for Halloween.
I don't know if we will. I think I'm tempted to write up a few different stories for us to read. But because I kind of look back and I feel really shitty about that episode, because it's kind of like, some people would have put a lot of effort into that, and we're kind of just like ha 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 and just making fun and not actually.
Nah, people who write these things know that, right?
No, not always.
No,
Okay.
but no, I do kind of feel bad. But no, probably not.
Yeah, it probably does veer a little bit too much into...
just actively just laughing at people who maybe aren't as skilled.
Like, whoa, cringe compilation number 25 on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Fair.
It's a bit too, yeah.
It's a bit mean, and it's not constructive in any way, so probably not. But I mean, how about we... you know what? I might read some Worlds of Power.
Yeah,
Because that is published. That's like was it Worlds of Power?
I think it's Worlds of Power.
Yeah, it's like they did a bunch of shitty, they actually got them published. So once they're published, that's fine. But yeah.
I guess if anyone who's listening wants to write a intentionally bad, or at least knowingly bad that we will probably laugh at it, story for us to read out one Halloween, we maybe read them, I guess.
Yeah, but also don't make it longer than 2 pages.
Yes.
Because we won't fucking read it. Because that's opening us up to months of just.
Oh yeah.
This is all I'm doing.
A month-long creepypasta, reading.
Again, we might do that, but I don't know. I'm tempted to write a really bad one, and just make you all read it.
Oh, you can write one, and other people can write one, and then they have to guess which one's yours.
Okay.
Yeah, that could work actually. But if we do something like that, we'll announce it closer to the time.
So don't preemptively send anything in, because we don't know if that's what we're going to be doing yet.
And because we'll have forgotten by next week.
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah.
Excellent, and that's the end of the questions. We've caught up our backlog.
I'm quite upset no one sent in questions for Alpha Boosa.
I wasn't going to mention that.
That makes me sad. So, the car outside just asked, why does Alpha Boosa hate Drummer Matt's couch wife?
It's because he hasn't sat in it yet.
If he sat on it, you'd understand.
Yeah. Also, be stuck to it, so he won't be able to leave.
This is Drummer Matt asking directly for Alpha Boosa to sit on his wife.
Yes.
Yes, come and sit on Drummer Matt's wife, Alpha Boosa. Then you'll
couch
stop
wife,
asking
I'm
questions.
specifying.
Yes, couch wife, not his actual wife. Poor Ruth.
If this was any other episode, Alpha Boosa, please sit on my wife would have been the title. But, I feel like naming the E3 episode like that would probably,
Happy E3, Alpha Booster, please sit on my wife. I'm so angry that I fucking came out with something so fucking perfect. And it's the E3 episode, and that's ruined everything.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we wrap up then?
Yes.
We should. Also, I was going to ask for like a theme, like, if you, like, the next podcast question theme is... And I couldn't think of anything. Okay, everyone who sends in questions for like next week, well, for the next week podcast, which is to onlydrummermat@snipeandwib@gmail.com. It is also in the YouTube description if my stupid mouth words are hard to understand, which they usually are, so don't worry. Also, like, with your questions, ask us to rate husbandos and waifus.
What, like out of 10 or whatever?
Say, I'm just wondering at 40k, blah, blah, blah. Also, Lorgar.
He's like a 3 at best.
Yeah, out of like 500. But no. So we'll just do that, because that sounds like fun.
Okay.
I want to rate husbandos and waifus.
This is probably opening up a dangerous avenue of questioning.
It's something, that sounds like it would be fun to kind of have a bit of a think about.
Yeah.
It's just stupid content. I don't care. Do whatever. And if anyone writes in and says Hanzo, I'm just gonna fucking block you from the internet. I'm literally gonna come to your house and kick in your fucking computer and every other device that can connect to the internet.
She's not actually going to do that.
Fucking will.
That would result in a criminal record.
I thought you were about to say she's not actually joking at this point.
See, Drama Matt's like, I ain't going to say she's joking, because she fucking isn't. Drama Matt knows me better.
I feel like after you revealing the fact that cops have chain lightning, that...
the best loot.
Revealing, not making up, revealing.
No.
Revealing.
I have shown the world a truth. A truth that perhaps a lot of people weren't ready for. But you know what? The truth must be set free. Because it in itself will set us all free.
But this is why you've got to be careful in these things, because they're aware of you now. So you can't just wildly threaten to break the law.
I am wildly threatening to break the law.
Because they'll get you done for conspiracy or whatever.
They'll
get you done for conspiracy or whatever.
Oh, conspiracy to commit.
It's only conspiracy if it's multiple people, so if we have no part of it.
Yeah, so they'll be like, shit, you need to get someone else involved. And I'll be like, I'm not gonna. And they'll be like, damn. She's got us again, boys. I like the idea that I am constantly on the cusp of being arrested, but I keep just circumventing the law.
Technicalities. Which for some reason they respect. They're just like, okay, fine, yep.
They're like, nuts. She's got us again.
I imagine one of them opening up, pulling out a small notebook that just has the law written on it. They go, damn, she's right, we can't arrest her. It says so in the law book.
In the book of law. The notebook of law.
Yeah, it's a tiny little travel companion.
Yeah. This is, in fact, real life, and this is a true thing that happens to me on a daily basis. I outsmart the police all the time.
So, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for joining us, and goodbye.